Hey guys, here we are in video 2 of lesson 2, module 3, and we're on number 2 in your book, so make sure that you're taking notes along with me. It says find the value by using the number line 2/5 of 4 is blank. 2/5 of 4. Okay, so thinking about what we talked about in the last video, 2/5 of 4, we see that each one is broken into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Broken into 5 parts. So I'm thinking about 2/5. There's 2/5 of 1 and 2/5 of 2 and 2/5 of 3 and 2/5 of 4. Okay, so basically I'm taking 2/5 of each whole number, right? And so then I'm thinking about 2/5 plus 2/5. You're probably writing this faster than I am. Make sure you're getting it written down in your book. Plus 2/5 plus 2/5. Okay, so what is 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5 plus 2/5, or 2/5 times 4? That would be 2, 4, 6, 8 fifths, right? And you can see that that is an improper fraction, so we can change that to a mixed number. There are 5 fives, right? 5/5 with 3/5 left over, so that is 1 3/5. And you could write it up there in the box. I'm just going to circle mine right here. You know, there's another way to do this that you might want to think about. Since this is 2/5, right? We could say, well, what is 1/5? 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, that would be 4/5. And then 4/5 doubled, because we know there's 2/5 in each one. So 4/5 doubled would be the same, 8/5. All right, so basically you're taking the fraction of each whole number. So try to think about that you're taking the fraction of each whole number to find the fraction of the total. Okay, make sure you have that written down. If you don't, please pause me and get it down, because we're going to look at the next problem. Okay, now we have 3/5 of 35 for number 3. 3/5 of 35. Would it be helpful to make an array or a number line to find the value? It would be a lot to draw 35 circles, right? It's not very efficient to make an array. So, we could make a number line, right? What other model could we use? What about a tape diagram? Could we use a tape diagram for this? If we want to find 3/5 of 35, let's try making a tape diagram to represent the whole number. Okay, here we go. Then we don't have to draw all the lines. We don't have to draw all the circles, right? I think that might be the more efficient way. And then we can just say, hey, you know, this is 35, right? Okay. So this whole block is 35. Into how many units should we partition the tape? We're thinking about 3/5, so we need 5 groups, right? So we're going to make our tape into 5 groups. They are not going to be perfect. We're just going to draw 4 lines, which will make 5 groups. There we go. Okay. And we're trying to find 3/5, right? So where should we have a question mark on our tape diagram? 1, 2, 3, right? 3/5. That is what we are trying to find. 3/5 of 35. So when we're thinking about 5 units, how can we find the value of one of these units? Can we think about a division problem? 35 divided by how many units? 5. So each of them would be equal to 35 divided by 5, which is 7. So each block is going to be equal to 7. So 1/5, right? One of our 5 blocks is 7. Two of them are 2 sevens, which is 14. And 3 of them are 3 sevens, which is 21. So what is 3/5 of 35? That would be 21. Excellent. Very good. When we found 3/5 of 35, could we have done 35/5? Something like this. 35/5 plus 35/5 plus 35/5, because each of those is 35/5. Could we have done something like that to solve the problem? We could have, but we might have wanted to change it to the answer of 7. Oops, sorry. 35/5 is the same as 7, right? Because 35 divided by 5 is 7. So it might be useful to think about it that way, but more useful to think about the whole number of 7. Yes? Okay? It kind of depends on the problem. And I'll see you in the next video for number 4. Aloha.